Hey guys and girls, I hope everyone's having a very blessed Sunday afternoon. It is wonderful here in Oklahoma. It is absolutely fantastic here in southern Oklahoma. I've had a great week this last week, have another great week planned this next week, and I just want to share with you a little bit on the Sunday afternoon chat. Welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat. It was just an absolutely great week. I wanted to give you a little update on Chris, exciting news about Chris, and you know me, I get excited about the smallest things. This is a pretty nice deal I'm excited about today, so I'll try to remember to talk to you a little bit about that. I want to tell you what I did this weekend. I had a great weekend. I took off and left Thursday. My daughter Sherry and her husband Jack came down. Sherry came Thursday, Jack came Friday, and spent the weekend with Chris, so that allowed me to go out on the road and work. I flew to Nashville, Tennessee on Thursday night, and I'll tell you what I was doing there because that was just I'm telling you, it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I'm just so excited about it. I have to share it. I have to do a little name dropping, I guess, too. But I always thought that people that did name dropping about getting around really famous people and everything. But when you get around people that you've looked up to all your life, it's just so exciting. And I'm excited about it anytime I get to meet, people that have just had exceptional lives and done so much for this great country of ours. And, of course, we celebrated 9/11 just yesterday, and that was one of the things we were doing in Nashville. I'll talk to you about that. There with my buddy Roland Martin and my other buddy Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro, and we just had a great weekend there. I spoke at a big church event at the McAllister Expo Center last night. A wonderful event, a big full house, and we had a great time there, and just a big wild game feast, and just an incredibly great evening with them. But also I want to announce here on this Sunday afternoon chat, if y'all remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I announced that we were going to have a little fun giveaway, and give away I didn't even say how many, just a packet of my personal lures. I took them right out of my personal stock, right out of my own tackle boxes. And I didn't get them from anybody. They're pretty much all Lucky Strike lures, I think, because that's pretty much all I use is Lucky Strike lures. I use a lot of other stuff occasionally, but probably 90% of all the fish I catch in a year's time is on some sort of Lucky Strike lure. Of course, a lot of those are on a Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. You know that. But I announced that we had a little, and my grandson Jeremy said, "Granddad, why don't you have people send in their picture of them and their Jimmy Houston sunglasses?" And you can buy the Jimmy Houston sunglasses, obviously, in a lot of places around. They're by Solar Bat, glasses that I've designed for Solar Bat and worn for the last several years. And you can buy them on JimmyHouston.com, as well as a lot of our other merchandise, T-shirts and hats and various things over there. Jimmy Houston Blaze Series rod and reels. Some of the things that you might have a hard time finding in the store. Some of the things that are only available from us. We will, by the way, and I'll talk about that in a second too, be starting to take our pecan orders October 1. That's just right around the corner. It's about, maybe only 18 days away. But I announced that you would take a picture of your Jimmy Houston sunglasses and on a little video and tell us why you like your Jimmy Houston sunglasses. And we'll have our people, our girls and me, look at those videos, and I looked at all of them. And pick out a winner, and whoever we pick out to win, and we did. We got a winner, and I'm going to announce that winner of that and show you what lures I picked out. I went out and picked some lures. I'm going to send them back. I'm going to send them back home with Sherry when she goes back to Cookson, and we'll get them to that winner that we picked out. That was a Facebook only contest. It was Facebook only. We've got over 600,000 great friends on Facebook. Over 600,000. Y'all that are on there, share it with a lot of other people. Our numbers just continually climb on Facebook. And one of these days we're going to look up and we're going to have 1 million friends on Facebook. 1 million friends on Facebook. Won't that be something? We've got a little over 110,000 on our YouTube channel, Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel. Y'all are doing a great job of sharing also, and that channel continues to grow. The most important channel we have is our Catch of the Day channel on YouTube, where we do our Catch of the Day daily devotional. Fishing tip for every day, a scripture for every day, and a daily devotional for every day. And as I travel around the country, I talk to so many people in Nashville, in McAllister, in Washington, D.C., in New York, Philadelphia. Everywhere I've been, I talk to people that watch that devotion every morning. I thank you so much for that. And God is blessing you because of that, because you're starting your day in God's Word. And when you do that, God will bless you. You looking for God's blessing? Are you expecting God's blessing? That's the way you do it right there. That's the way you do it right there. But anyway, so we're going to announce at the end of this, and I want to show you what I've got for that winner also, what I picked out. I just went out and picked it out of my personal stuff. This is my personal stuff. and we'll announce who that winner is at the end of this video. But let me give you a little quick update on Chris. A lot of you are wanting to know about Chris, and thank you so much for continuing to pray for her. We are now, I believe, Monday, tomorrow will be either 22 or 23 weeks into this trial that we're going through. God saved Chris's life back April 5. She just was so very close to dying. And I turned that over to God the second I heard about it. I'm sure my son and my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law and my daughter and her husband were all praying before I even found out about it, of her stroke, her brain aneurysm. But God saved her life. It's what I asked him to do, and I've been asking him to heal her, and he is healing Chris. And I am taking her. She's only doing rehab. Rolling her bill, flying by looking at the lake. But I'm taking her to rehab on Mondays and Wednesdays in Tulsa. I've had her with me here for about the last 3 weeks now, and I was gone this weekend, and Sherry came down. I'm going to go ahead and continue to keep her another week here. I do have people coming to the ranch here within the next couple, 2 or 3 weeks for, several people coming in, and some Shell Rotella customers coming in. A buddy of mine, Dennis Hamel, and his son Mark from up in Kansas, that I've been hunting and fishing with for years and years. So we'll be letting Chris stay over at Sherry's house, some of that. But I've had her here at the ranch with me, and it's just been a great thing for her to be here at the ranch. She's fed her deer every day and had a wonderful time on that. And but in rehab this week in Tulsa, there's 2 things I want to tell you. If you'll remember, I mentioned that she had walked 57 feet in rehab last week. 57 feet. That was Wednesday before last, and now that's not just, she's not just getting up and walking 57 feet. She's using a Hemi, a little kind of stepladder looking thing that she can use with her left hand for balance, and using her left leg, which is perfectly great. And then she's got a belt on, and they're kind of helping hold her up so she's not worried about falling. They won't let her fall. And then she's moving the right leg, sometime on her own, sometime they're having to move it for her. But it's a very strenuous, hard thing for her to do that, I got to tell you. But this week she walked 70 feet. 70 feet, that's 13 additional feet. So 13 right now is a lucky number. 13 additional feet to go to 70 feet. We all know that 7 is a complete number in the Bible. 7 is a very lucky number. 70 feet, 70 feet. Doesn't sound like much. To those of us that are blessed that we can get up and walk and go and do whatever we want, 70 feet is nothing. We have these Garmin watches and tell us, like today I've taken 2,200 steps so far. But 70 feet is not much. You think about 2,200 steps. So a step is about a foot. So that's 70 steps that she took there. That's pretty good. Probably a little few more than that, because I doubt if she's taking a foot steps in there. But and her speech is getting better all the time. And let me tell you what happened this morning. Now, this is the other exciting thing. This is probably more exciting to me than really the 70 foot. Although I am praying that she can start walking sometime soon here. And the biggest deal that would be good is if she could get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. That would be wonderful. She knows that too, but I'll tell you, and like I said, I don't consider taking care of her a burden at all. It's a blessing for me to be able to do this, and I'm just tickled to death to get to do it, and I don't mind at all. But when you go to bed like at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, like I do a lot of times, and then I get a good sound to sleep about for 30 or 40 minutes, and she wakes me up and needs to go to the bathroom. It would be nice if she could just go to the bathroom and let me sleep. It would be nice. But anyway, that's all good. We laugh about it. We have a lot of fun about that. But this morning, when I was getting her dressed, for some reason I can't find but a couple of pair of shorts. She wears shorts all summer. We all do here on the ranch in the summertime, because it's 100 degrees, it's hot, and it's beginning to cool off now. The nights are getting cooler, and we're going to turn into fall here pretty quickly. But it's still summertime. And so I could only find 2 pair of shorts. So I have been when those 2 pair of shorts she'd wear them for a day and they'd get dirty, well, I would just give her a pair of my shorts. I'd put a pair of Shell Rotella skirts or Quaker State or Oklahoma City Thunder or some of men's shorts on her. They fit just fine, and so I would put those on her. And so this morning I grabbed a pair of my shorts and got ready to put on her, and she says, no. And I said, you don't want these? And she says, no. She said, you go into the bathroom and get my shorts. And the only word that was not as plain as what I just said it right there was the last word, shorts. But I knew what she was talking about, obviously, so it didn't matter. And I looked at her and I said, "Did you hear what you just said?" And she said, "Yes, go into the bathroom and get my shorts." And it was just so fantastic. And that sounds like nothing to those of us that can talk plainly. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of y'all have had strokes. A lot of y'all had family members have had strokes. So you know what we're talking about right here. And you know how much that filled my heart up and how good that was for her to tell me. And she was pointing her finger at the same time. "You go into the bathroom and get my shorts." And just a wonderful, wonderful, one of the sweetest things she said to me in a long time. She does say, "I love you" a lot. She doesn't say it until I say it first, but that's okay. That's okay. Just as long as she keeps saying it, that's a wonderful thing for her to be saying too. So those are the two big progresses that we've had this week, and she's fed a lot of grapes, fed a lot of carrots. I noticed that while I was gone this weekend, Sherry stocked me up with I don't know how many bags of grapes and how many bags of carrots so Chris could feed the deer, and the deer are loving that and having a great time. By the way, on the deer situation, all the deer have made it the week just fine except Bazooka. Now, he's alive, so don't worry about Bazooka. But he's got a big knot on the side of his head, and I haven't seen it yet because I was gone Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But he's got a big knot on the side of his head, and Apache thought maybe it had been snakebite. Now, we gave him a shot of Draxin yesterday, or day before yesterday. And they were going to give him a shot yesterday, but I don't think they did. But they said it had gone down some. Most likely, they said he was fine. Other than that, he's up, moving around, and fine. And I haven't checked on him today. But most likely he was bitten by a copperhead or a rattlesnake in the pen. Deer are not afraid of snakes, and they can kill them, particularly biting them up around the chest area or around the front of them, around their throat. Normally a big buck or a mature deer like that will not be killed bit by a rattlesnake or a copperhead. A lot of it depends on how much venom, how big the snake is. Copperhead probably not going to kill them at all. But it does make them sick, and the fawns, if a fawn gets bitten by a rattlesnake, he will probably die just about every time because they're small animals, and that's a lot of poison. Same amount of poison if they put it in a 200-pound buck and they put it in a 5-pound doe or baby fawn. So the baby fawns, when they do get snake bit, that kills them. But we think that's what happened. We're not sure, but we'll keep you posted on that. Be sure to tune in to this coming Friday's deer video, and we'll take a good close look at Bazooka, and hopefully that is okay. Other than that, the deer had a great week this week. I've made some changes around the front yard, which I'll probably do a little video on, or I'll just show you in the Thursday night or Friday night deer video what we've done up there. They're destroying my yard. They're absolutely destroying my yard. We just keep whispering and the deer keep coming. We keep whispering and the deer keep coming. But this week was a good week. Like I said, all week I was here with Chris. We went to rehab a couple of days. We got rehab Monday and Wednesday in Tulsa this week, and now I'm taking over to see her doctor in Ada on Tuesday. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday booked there to take care of Chris. I will probably film some videos on Thursday and Friday. Might shoot a television show, but definitely probably shoot some YouTube videos and stuff on Thursday and Friday. But here's what I got to do this weekend. I flew to Nashville on Thursday because we had to be out to Sanders Ferry Park on Old Hickory Lake, which is on the Cumberland River, there in just north of Nashville, and for the big U.S. Open Amateur Fishing Tournament. For those of you that are not aware of what I'm talking about, it is an amateur fishing tournament that pros or people that have been fishing money tournaments cannot fish in. It's only amateurs, and it's a team tournament, and they've had preliminaries all around the country at various lakes. They had one down here at Ray Roberts close by. That one was on Old Hickory Lake. They've got only one left, which is on Grand Lake in Oklahoma, and I will be at that event on Grand Lake. I think it is about the second or third weekend in October. I'll be over there at that event. Probably Roland will be there at that event. Probably a few other folks will be there. I imagine Edwin Evers will come over there to that event since Edwin's from Oklahoma. But then that event there had about 250 teams in it, two-man teams, and I think they paid 40 places. The winning team got $50,000. But Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shop and the greatest conservationist ever in the history of America, certainly the greatest conservationist of our time. And to tell you how big a conservationist he is, this tournament that they're having all around the country, these preliminary tournaments, 100% of the entry fee goes to conservation. 100% of the entry fee goes to conservation, yet the winning team wins $50,000. But get this, the finals, which will be in November, and I will be there at the finals at Table Rock Lake. Probably a lot of the Bass Pro Shop pros and Tracker Marine pros will be there at that event. But I know I'll be there. I think Roland, I'm sure, is going to be there. Probably Bill Dance will be there. It'll be an incredible experience to get to be with a lot of the greatest fishermen in the country. And I'm sure that Bass Pro's got a great team. Tracker Marine's got a great team. Ranger Boat, Tracker Boats, Nitros, Tritons, the whole White River Marine group, and but the winning team at that tournament gets $1 million. $1 million. I was talking to Roland when I was there in Nashville Friday, and I flew in there Thursday night. We had the event on Friday at Sanders Ferry, and I looked at him. I said, Roland, just think about this. I said, think about how many years did it take you and me to win $1 million bass fishing? And Roland said, well, it took me a whole lot. I said, well, it took me longer than it did you. But to win $1 million bass fishing, it took us years to win $1 million bass fishing, one amateur team, and many of you have already qualified for that event. And because there's only one qualifying event left now after that one there, I think the only one left is at Grand Lake. So we'll have however many people qualify from that event there for the big event on Table Rock Lake. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But Johnny pulled out all the stops for the Old Hickory event, and we did a tribute. Johnny did, to a tribute to the veterans, a tribute to 9/11 and all of the first responders and firemen and policemen and doctors and everyone that responded to 9/11 and all the attacks there, the attack on the Pentagon, the attack at the World Trade Center, even the responders that went out to the crash in the field. And we had a lot of veterans there, and we're involved with a veterans organization, and Bass Pro Shop is involved with a veterans organization that builds houses for people and give the veterans mortgage-free houses. And it was such a moving moment when Johnny was able to give not the real key, but a kind of looked like a key. It's a symbolized key to two veterans' families. One family from Tennessee, which is where we were, just north of Nashville, Hendersonville, Tennessee, and one from a family from Missouri, which is where Bass Pro Shop and White River Marine is headquartered. We're able to give, and I got to tell you, and I don't tell Johnny, but Johnny got so emotional, he's broke down crying, giving these great veterans. And these were veterans that were standing there on artificial legs. These were veterans that had been burned in fires. But they're two great American veterans got a home mortgage-free, and Bass Pro and Trackers involved in that in a big way, and it's just so amazing to see that happen when, I'm just a fisherman, but when Johnny Morris and Bass Pro Shop and all of us that fish and hunt and go in and buy something at Bass Pro Shop or run a White River Marine boat, all of us have a part in being able to give those veterans' families a mortgage-free home. And it happens hundreds of times. So I got to be a part of that, and it was just a great celebration for America, and the fishermen, of course, fished the tournament there yesterday. I hadn't heard who won or anything, but that was a Friday afternoon and evening celebration. And get this, we had two of the most iconic, patriotic entertainers that America's ever had there. Lee Greenwood, God bless the USA. Lee Greenwood and Tony Orlando. You remember Tony Orlando and Don? Many of you younger fishermen and YouTubers and Facebook friends won't remember Tony Orlando, but Tony, Orlando, and Don, you might not even remember the song, but Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. And we had both Tony Orlando and Lee Greenwood there, and for those of you that are too young to remember, the Tie a Yellow Ribbon was the song that made it possible for America to welcome home Vietnam veterans. And to be totally honest with you, that was our war. That was my war. That was the one. Veterans were not treated very well by America. Veterans are being treated better by America now than they have in a long, long time. Mortgage-free homes and things like this, and all kinds of things that we do for our veterans now. We should be doing for our veterans. But the Vietnam veterans came back, a lot of them in disgrace, a lot of them being spit on, a lot of them because a lot of America hated that war. And so because of that, a lot of them hated the people that went over there and fought for America, fought for their very freedom. And but the song that kind of let those veterans know that a lot of people here loved them. A lot of people still loved them when you come back from Vietnam. And it was a terrible war. It was a hand-to-hand combat war for many, many, many people, and we lost a lot of great Americans over there. But tie a yellow ribbon around that old oak tree, and when that veteran come riding on that bus, and his girl that he left behind here in America, there was 100 yellow ribbons on that old oak tree. And but to hear Tony Orlando sing that song, and not only that, you know, at the grand finale, we got up on the stage, Johnny Morris, my buddy Johnny, and my buddy Roland Martin, and me, and all of the veterans as they got the homes, and that was there, and that we get up there and we get to sing. We get to sing God Bless the USA with Lee Greenwood and Tony Orlando. I'll post a picture up on my Facebook of Johnny Morris and Roland and Lee and Tony and I, because it's just a thrill for me, a thrill to get to stand on stage and saying God Bless the USA and be waving an American flag. And they live streamed that probably somewhere on some of the Bass Pro stuff. You can go in there and find the live stream and look at that, and where you'll see Johnny Morris and Jimmy Houston and Roland Martin up there waving American flags and singing God Bless the USA with Lee Greenwood and Tony Orlando. What an awesome thing. And not only that, I told you last week I was going to be flying on 9/11. Johnny let me catch a ride back to Oklahoma on the plane that was bringing Tony Orlando and his family and the veterans family from Missouri, and a couple of Bass Pro Shop girls that had helped us so much in the event, bring back to Springfield. And Johnny said, Jimmy, I got room. Won't you get on that airplane and ride back with them, and you won't have to fly tomorrow. You can get you a little bit better night's sleep. Sleep in late in the morning, go do your event, your church event in McAllister. So I got to ride back in the airplane with everybody in it, which was great. And they brought me right to Oklahoma City, and I got to sleep in late, got to get home with Chris, and Sherry had told her I was coming home that night, and as soon as I walked in, she was waiting on me. She was waiting on me. And I tell you, it's almost like I could see a yellow ribbon in her hair. And she didn't have one, but it was almost like I could see one there. And she was waiting on me when I got back. But I got to do the deal then in McAllister, Oklahoma last night, a Wild Beast Feast. The church has been putting it on there for 8 years. They rent the McAllister Expo Center, and we had the Wild Game Feast there, and Nichols Marine was involved in that. Clint Rental is the guy that called me, who manages the Nichols Marine store, a Ranger dealer there in McAllister, Oklahoma. I met the Ford dealer there, who's is a great guy. He actually lived next door to a close buddy of mine that we lost about 6 months ago, Jerry Roten, and I had met him there, and he's now a Ford dealer in McAllister, Oklahoma. The world is small, and good people get to meet good people that really they sort of known all their life but really never knew them. And it was just a great event. We raised a lot of money for that church to do a lot of work in their ministry over there, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Signed a lot of books and met a lot of great people, talked to a lot of people I knew already, met a lot of new people. A lot of y'all that are on Facebook and YouTube came by and visited and was at that event, and I appreciate y'all being there. So that was absolutely fantastic too. So what a great weekend I had, and Sherry and Jack got to come down and spend time with Chris, and she's enjoyed having them here. And I thought I was going to get some deer meat for dinner. But Sherry asked Chris, well, you want deer meat for dinner? And Chris said, I'd like to have a steak. And so we're having steak for a late afternoon dinner, and then Jack and Sherry are going to have to get on back. Jack's got to be at the hospital early in the morning working on people's hearts. But anyway, it's just been a great, fantastic week. God has blessed us so much, and He's going to bless us with another good week this coming week. I've got Chris here with me for most of the week, and we're going to do some filming through the weekend and just absolutely have a great time. So I want to show y'all what the winner, and I'll announce the winner here in just a second, but I want to show you what I picked out of my own tackle box for him. And I'm just going to, I've got this set up on a tripod. I'm going to move it around, and I'm just going to get down here, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull it off of that right there. I'm going to pull it off and just kind of shine it down in there. But here he is, and I'm not sure in pointing that. I'm not sure if I'm pointing that I've got everything down there or not, but here's what I picked out. Yeah, that's right. here is what I picked out. This is what that's probably $100 worth of baits. Now, you know, I don't know how many baits are there, but I bet you that's $100 worth of baits. And I'll just run through them real quickly right here. I got this is my buddy Ricky Clun RC Series baits. This is that old bait that they called a freak. It's got a big square bill on it, goes really deep. I got him, I think, a couple of those in there, a couple of different colors of those freaks. Obviously, I got some Jimmy Houston. Don't you run off. There's my bag. I don't want my bag to blow in the water. I got him a free tackle box, too. I didn't tell him he's getting the tackle box. But him or her, whoever wins. But I got the Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait right there, made in the USA spinnerbait. A couple of those, a 3/8 ounce and a 1/2 ounce, two different colors. A trickster, which is a wobblehead bait. You put that swim bait on there. I also got some extra swim baits too that I throwed in there. Obviously, you got to have deep smoothies. If I'm going to give away some of my baits, I'm going to definitely give away a deep smoothie. That is a shallow running smoothie right there. That's a G5, another Lucky Strike bait, a great bait, a G5. Some people, that's their favorite Lucky Strike bait. And there's a deep smoothie, and that's the size that I really throw a lot right there. That's a 3/8 ounce size. And yeah, that G5, I guess. So I got all those baits right there, about a half a dozen crankbaits, some spinner baits, a trickster, and then some soft plastics. And this is a little curly tail worm right here that I've been catching a lot of fish on lately. I threw that in. It's a red curly tail worm. And more Lucky Strike worms, motor oil color, and then some swim baits. You got, swim baits are such a big deal nowadays. I threw some swim baits in, a couple packages of swim baits, Lucky Swims, a couple packages of swim baits there, and then a little drop dead claw. This is a little small claw, a little small crawdad bait, and so probably $100 worth of baits right there. So that's a pretty good prize right there, and a really nice prize to win. And the winner, drum roll, and the winner of the Facebook, this is a Facebook little contest giveaway that we had, where you sent in a little short video telling why you liked your Jimmy Houston sunglasses. You can order Jimmy Houston sunglasses, a lot of other Jimmy Houston products at jimmyhouston.com. We will be starting the pecan orders October 1. You can order them on. We'll put that live. We got rid of the website Jimmy Houston Pecans and just tied that into Jimmy Houston Pecan, and we will have the pecans up there real quickly here, where you can order your Jimmy Houston pecans right off the jimmyhouston.com website, or you can call us. I'll be giving you that pecan phone number. Also, I wanted to let you know that to win any of the contests we have here, where we just draw names out, all you need to do is let us know. You actually text your email address and or your city and state, name, city and state, to our pecan phone number, which is area code 580. I can't remember what that is. Last two numbers, 618-7260, I think. Text it to us. Now, I only do that one time because we are getting ready to do a Jimmy Houston email that we're going to put out about once a month. And we're going to be sending it to we're going to be sending that email to all of our friends on Facebook that we have their email address. We're going to be sending it to all of our subscribers, our friends on YouTube, that we have your email address now. So we're only send us one. If you've already done that, you don't need to do it again. Hopefully within the next 30 to 60 days, we'll have our first monthly newsletter out, and we'll email that to you, and it'll be a pretty nice looking little deal. I believe we're working on that as we speak. We will be taking orders for those pecans on October 1. Probably will not be shipping till toward the end of October, maybe even early November. The trees have a lot of pecans on them. We'll probably do a video on some of that here comes sometime pretty soon. We're trimming the trees right now as we speak. So guys and girls, go out there and have you a great Sunday today, a fantastic Sunday. Fall is in the air in a lot of places around the country. And just remember, I sure do love you. Oh my gosh, Jimmy, you big dummy, you big dummy. I ended the Sunday afternoon chat, and I showed what somebody was going to win through our little sunglass giveaway, or Jimmy Houston sunglass giveaway. I forgot to say who won. Lord, I apologize for that, and I really apologize to the winner, because the winner is get this, the winner is, and I'm not sure if I know enough to put that little last part in with this part or not, so it might be 2 videos, I don't know, but hopefully we'll be able to put these 2 together. The winner is Doug Good from Inola, Oklahoma. Doug Good from Inola, Oklahoma. He just gave the best testimonial for Jimmy Houston sunglasses that you could ever imagine. And they are great, great sunglasses. You can buy them for 20, 30 bucks a pair. They are as good as what you're going to pay $100, $200, $300 a pair for when you're out fishing. Great, great, great Jimmy Houston sunglasses. Doug Good, Inola, Oklahoma. You're the winner, buddy. Hey, I sure do love you.